Hey Stampers, Gaynor again, and I watched, after being sent a link to the lovely Dawn Griffiths' channel, she's done a faux leather technique, and then I watched a couple of other people make theirs, but I've done mine a little bit different. Dawn used masking tape, which was really cool, I must admit, but she also showed the crunchy technique, but she didn't go into detail. So I've done the scrunchy one, but with my shimmer spray and glycerine instead. And I'll just show you the card first, is it? I've used the Rooted in Nature. I think it's going to turn out more to be a gentleman's card. I've got bits all over it, wait there. There we go. Oh. Little bits on my hand. I have washed my hands since making this video because it does get a little bit messy, but there's my faux leather technique and it's absolutely brilliant. So I've just done, this is the bit using craft card. I've got these wooden, these are wooden gems. I bought them a few weeks ago to go on another project, and I thought, oh, how sweet would that look on there. I have sponged the outside and the sentiment as well, and I used my vintage photo for that. I'm going to do the same, and I used it on the background of the faux leather as well. So if you look up close, I'll show you something else I've made, but this will take a little bit longer. It's a faux leather notebook. Can you see that? And that again is using the shimmer spray and the catalogue glue, because this stuff dries clear, non-sticky and flexible. It really gives strength, and it just looks and feels like a leather book. And I attached this beautiful metal detail on there. I did hand dry this to speed the process, hence the reason it bubbled a little bit. But if you can paint that over with the catalogue glue, look at that on the back, it's just gorgeous, isn't it? Isn't that beautiful? And leave it to dry by itself, then you won't get that bubbling. I did it to see if it would work on a video to speed things up. But I have run out of photo paper, so I need to buy some more. So I lined it on the inside as well to hide the ribbon. You could sponge that as well if you wanted to. But I just added this ribbon that was sent to me wrapped around some cardstock. And I've stapled mine into place. I just think it's really cute. If you've got I don't have a bookbinding tool for piercing holes. I know I've got my piercing tool, but you know, I don't have decent needles. I haven't got proper thread, so that otherwise I would sew mine in and do signatures that you can remove even. But like I say, I've run out of, ouch, caught my nail. I have run out of photocopy paper, so after I've been shopping, I'll get some more tomorrow. Maybe I'll do a video tomorrow on the book. But how cute. And I need to add more pages really, that's quite flimsy, there's only 8 there. I do have craft paper, which I adore, but I think it's a little bit too thick to add as pages and a little bit too dark. You could if you were doing a junk journal, I suppose, but I don't want to waste it just by putting pages. So when I get some more, I'll show you how to add the little book. Isn't that adorable? Love it. We're going to do the same technique without the catalogue going over the top, because it's going on a card and no one's going to be sitting there rubbing and touching it. So let's show you how it's done. Love it, love it, love it. They sell this as well as a fabric. Oh, that reminds me. Oh, I've been sent some fabric. Just give me 2 seconds. Maybe if I do a smaller book like that size, I can line it with this beautiful sticky backed. It's sticky backed as well because you peel this off. Sticky backed fabric. How adorable would that be to line one of those little notebooks once I've got plenty more. See what I mean? The paper comes off and it's sticky backed. it's folded back on itself, but yeah, they just peel apart. And another one there, so, oh, there's 4 sheets. Love that, and it would fit in there beautifully. In fact, that'd fit in there perfectly, maybe just a tiny little trim off. Oh, it's lovely. Oh, so I'm going to keep them with them on my notebook. Yay. It's mad what you remember, isn't it? And what people have sent you and you think, oh, I'll use that. So I've got my spray at the ready. Just activating it. And I'm using this because it will soak into the paper, but it'll also dry very quick as well. This is rubbing alcohol and my shimmer spray. But there's not a lot of shimmer on there, if you know what I mean. You can't really see it. So, right, things you will need. A card base. You'll need some Whisper White, which we'll trim down. You'll need a piece of craft card and a piece of designer series paper. So before I get mucky, let me fold and burnish my cardstock. Just checking that the ends come together. Otherwise I'll have to get up, go and wash my hands, and then come back. So I'm just burnishing that. And I'm going to attach my DSP, which is 3 7/8 by 5 5/8. Oh, I had stripes on that one. Should we have the spots? No, let's stick to the stripes. This is last year's in neutrals papers. A bit cheeky if they're going to swap them every year just because they got a different little design on. I think that's awful because most people go out and buy every one of the colours. You know, 48 sheets. Or even more than that, 40 sheets. 4 each of 10 colours. And then they got the brights, subtles, regals, neutrals and in colours as well. It can be very expensive and they expect you to replace them every year. Sorry, but no chance. So this is going to get cut down to 3.5 by 5. I tried to cut it down after I've mushed it all up, and trust me, it would not even go through the guillotine, so I'm going to do it now. So 3.5 by 5. And the guillotine, the glycerine just helps to soak up. Right, I've got some scrap here, so please forgive me. I don't want to make a mess, that's what it is. So the glycerine is something you can get from the chemist. I had this from the supermarket because you add it to cakes and icing sugar. And I'm just adding not a great deal, just a little bit. And I'm using my finger, and they use it in hand creams as well, so maybe I've got a bit too much on there. You just want it to absorb into the paper. If you've ever done blending, you'll know that it helps with the blending as well. So I'm going to blot that on there just for a sec. Where I've blotted, I'm going to turn over my card and just rub it again. Because you want it to go right through. So this time you won't need a lot on this side because of it will be seeping its way through now onto the inner side of your card. What it does, it helps break down the fibres subtly without being too harsh. Perfect. Now you can see it darkening as well. So I'm just using I'm just going to pull my paper over this side as well, just so I don't get any spray on anything. Right, now again, just work it in. It is a messy process, but don't worry about it. I also used the dauber. My dauber's a bit tatty now, but because it's not just the shine you want, you want the moisture to get in there quick and then dry up as well. You can start to feel it now, and I'm just going to give this side a spray. Again, just penetrate it. You basically, you want a little bit of shine in there, because leather, I think, once it starts to crack, I got a white leather sofa, so mine looks glittery, if you know what I mean. It's not cracked, because I got the soft Italian leather, and we've had it for 7 years now, and it's still like new. And there is only me and Mr. Boyce in the house. So, and another thing I got, you know your cloths that you wipe your... I just used 2 of my damp cloths. You want to add one on top. Oh, that's got a bit of glue on it. Let me just get another one, because I wiped glue off earlier. I got another one here. And they're just damp. They've just been wrung out. And now what you want to do is scrunch without tearing, but just scrunch it with your cloth in your hand. Just keep scrunching, and then what you do is you open it up and then scrunch it again. Because you want a little bit of moisture, but you don't want it. I mean, I've seen people doing it with water, and you know, and it can crack the paper. With the glycerine, it moisturises the fibres, so it helps when it's not. Look at that now; it's starting to look like leather straight away. We haven't even done any sponging yet. So, if you just want more of a crunch somewhere, just squeeze and squeeze. Obviously don't hold it in there for too long, because you don't want to saturate this. I love it. That is absolutely gorgeous. Now it's starting to look. I'm just going between cloths because one will absorb the moisture and then it'll go into the paper. But how much does that look like brown leather already? Isn't that gorgeous? And it's not overly damp, because you don't want it to be. And look at it now, there's hardly any sparkle, but there's a little bit, if you know what I mean. I'm just going to wipe it off my fingers. It never all comes off without being properly washed, but it's worth everything for this technique. So, these are my bits, and I'm fetching in again my vintage. Now, one side of the craft card is always darker than the other, so it's up to you now which side you decide you want to sponge. I like the dark side. So my sponges aren't the best, they're just ones from the range. Nothing, they're not real sponges, look, see. Just tap off the excess. And then just gently rub it over your card. That's off my sponge, that is, don't worry about that. I mean, you can go as dark as you want, you can go as light as you want, go as pale as you want. Don't get me wrong, it's a messy process, but it's worth everything. And also, don't just use one colour. Look at me mucky fingers. I've got another one here, which is called Frayed Burlap. And for this one, I'll just use my blending tool. I nice and juicy, this pad. Don't be afraid to go in with 2 colours or 3 colours. Maybe a little bit of burnt orange, like Cajun Craze or something. You know, to give it that old chestnutty. Now look at the difference in that. Absolutely gorgeous. Oh, I'm going to leave it like that. It's perfect. Absolute perfect. So, let me just move these papers with the bits on. And I'm now just going to heat set the paper so it dries quicker. You could stick it on the radiator if you wanted to, but the heat tool will dry it just as quick, if not a hell of a lot quicker. So excuse the sound. It'll also set the ink as well. Don't forget to dry from the back. My fingers. Just a little bit more now. That is perfect. Look at that, and it even feels like leather now. Absolutely love it. Look at my hands. Excuse me a moment. I am a mucky pup. It's not all going to come off because I need to wash it with hot soapy water, but beautiful technique though. Absolutely will love. Mail cards, perfect. Hence the reason I chose the, look at that. And if you don't like the dark side, don't do it. Turn it over and give yourself the pale side. You know, it's entirely up to you. It all still looks like leather either way around, but I love that sponged look. I think that's brilliant. Now that is ready to get glued on our card. So 2 lines up, 2 lines down. It has shrunk it a little bit, but that's good because we want to see our DSP. You can use glue, you can use tape, you can use both. You know, obviously you want to make sure it's, because I think the craft card absorbs a lot of glue anyway, so make sure you get right up into the corners. Make sure you get right along the edge. I have to write myself a list to go shopping. Because there's other things I've run out of I need. I'm going to buy myself some Mod Podge as well. But again, that you can do it with Mod Podge or the catalogue glue. I think the Mod Podge would last a little bit longer because the tub is bigger. But there we go. Just now, you just want to centralise this on your card. And use your bone folder. You're not going to press out any of that faux leather in. You're just going to help that stick. To make sure the ends are pressed down. Perfect. I suppose the way the lovely Dawn did it with the tape, it's less messy. But unless you're not afraid of mess, I think that is so cute. Isn't that lovely? So this won't take long to dry at all. Just making sure my sides aren't crinkling up anywhere. You could use this with one wild ride with a motorbike. Oh, that would look nice. Yeah, very nice actually. So I did have, here it is. I've got a piece of Whisper White, she says, with mucky hands. And I'm just going to trim this down to 2.5 because I measured earlier and it's big enough for my tree. Perfect. Let's just check with the die. Oh yeah, so I can use my little machine then. And I stamped the sentiment and then I cut round it. So keeping it down to a bare minimum. I even added the washi tape to add a bit of extra, which I've got here. And I just, oh, that's a long line, isn't it? I don't need that much. So maybe if I do cut it off where that line is there, whoops, and I can then just cut that in half. Perfect. Because you got the right in one way. And I just basically put it down in the corner as if it was holding on to the piece of leather. You could have even cut banners into them, flagged them, anything. Sorry about the mess. So, right, now for my ink, I used, whoops, soft suede. Love this colour. But with my tree, I stamped off and left the writing really big. So, and these are new pads, brand spanking new, so look how juicy that is. So let's just stamp off. Stamp off, stamp on. Yay, look at that, it's lovely. So let's get my dirty cloth. Whoops. Me doing a whole week of cards with this set. Just Mandy challenged me, remember. So that's that piece. Let's get our Thinking of You piece, and I'm going to stamp it as close as I can to the bottom corner. That way I can utilise my pieces of card. Because they give us the dies to cut out all the trees and leaves, but nothing to cut out the words. Oh, I love it because it's nice and dark. Love that. Love it. And on the inside of my card, I just stamped those leaves. I stamped off and then stamped and stamped, just to give me a little bit of an impression on the inside. I break up the border or the blandness. So just tap that off. I stamped nice and straight, and then I come back in on there. You could do it in the top corner as well if you wanted. I just wanted to make sure we haven't got a blank space on the inside. I will sponge after I've cut them out. Whoops, I'll put that on there. And I'll just fetch in my little machine, which I adore this thing. So cute. I'm going to attach our I'm going to now pop our die on. Just squeeze that. nice little squeak in it. Just pops out of there perfectly. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So just pop that back in there. Love it. I sponged with what was left on my sponge. Very bitty these sponges are. I'll have to invest in some decent ones. So that's my tree. Now what I did was just took the trimmer. Oh my goodness. And I took it as close as I could. Perfect, so I can use those for sentiments on other cards. I'm quite frugal like that. And then again, just sponge around the edges. I also think it helps with any mistakes you may have. I think that's really cute actually. I love it. Hence the reason I used it. Fingers, and we need some centre dimensionals. 4 on there. And I had 1, 2, 3 up the top and a small one down the bottom here. I think that's plenty. That's all I used on the other one anyway, so that's all I'm using on this one. Let's get my glue popped away. You could grab, oh, I tell you what I should have done, and I think I will do it actually. I'll just grab it now, once I can get my pin in there. I'm going blind, I'm sure of it. 2 seconds I shall be. Copper trim ribbon. Oh, I love this stuff. It's what, oh, I've had about 5 rolls of that. I must have. I've gone through it so much. Just remove the backings off them. Put it round the right way. So I'm just having this right along the top. Just making sure that's straight. Oh my goodness. Some come off easy, some don't. And these little ones never do. Right, there we go. I am just going to have my tree just over the top there. That is so cute. And with the, I had 1 large. Should I do it? No, stick to what you did. 1 large, 1 medium, and 1 small. They are so super cute. Right, and aren't they gorgeous? You could leave them as they are right now, or do what I'm going to do. Add a gorgeous little ribbon. Maybe, or you could even add a knot. But if it was going to be for a gentleman, some gentlemen don't mind. I don't think you'll ever stop this from fraying on the ends. Ever. So let's see if I can make a little bow whilst it's attached. super cute. Look. So I'm going to cut that off there and there. That's the only bit of waste I've got. You could pop it on there. You could pop it on there. You could pop it there. I think it looks quite cute there actually. So let's make another one. She says. Oh, look at that one. Turned out great straight away. Perfect. How cute are them? I love this stuff. Oh, look, I'm coming towards the end again. I've got gaps. Let me just fill it in. I'm just deceiving myself. Oh, gosh. Love it. Right. I'm just going to grab a little glue dot for each one. I'm just going to curl it. Attach it at the back. What do you reckon to there? I'm going to stick it on the side like I had it. I think that is so cute. Just make sure you tuck any excess in. That is so cute. I've got a stretchy one there. Look at that, stretched. It's not perfectly round. You could even just roll this in a ball. I do prefer tape myself, but this is too narrow for tape. Oh, perfect. I think that one turned out a lot better. That's it. How sweet! I love it. Love it, love it, love it. So don't forget to use glycerin. I suppose you could use water and glycerin together. I just wanted, you know, I wanted a bit of moisture in there, but not overly moistured. But, you know, it's entirely up to you. But you don't need a lot. If you was to put it in a spray bottle, I'd say maybe about that much of this glycerine in about that much water, and then just spray once at a time. Just keep working it slowly. You don't want to oversaturate your papers. But that's why I used. But you can't see the sparkle. You can't see the shimmer. There's hints, if you know what I mean, like you would on a normal a leather sofa. So there you go. That's my version of the faux leather treatment on your cards. I hope you like it. I hope you give a thumbs up. Let me get rid of this horrible paper. And I hope that'd be great. And if you've not subscribed to my channel before, please do. And don't forget to press the bell. I do post every single day. And if you want to come and see what I make tomorrow, don't forget the bell. Yay, press away. And come and join us in the nights for the premieres as well. Come along, have a chat, watch the video for the first time. And have a chat with us all. We get quite a few in there now. Oh, we had up to 40 odd the other night. That's just at the first showing of the video. So, right, I'm going to love and leave you all. But thank you for watching. Love a thumbs up. Don't forget you've stamped on the inside as well. Love the both cards. So, till next time, love you all. Bye.